okay? So when it comes to stances, I like no wider than your shoulders, all right? Keep it shoulder width apart, one, all right? And then two, stagger, heel-toe relation. That's for when you're just playing an attack front. Now, when you're in movement mode and your guys are struggling with gaining ground, keep them both even, shoulder width apart. It's a little bit harder for an offensive lineman to look through you and see your stance if it's even or if it's staggered. But those offensive coordinators and whoever that's in the box, they can see that if they're looking down. Okay. So right here, we're still in the 2 point stance and we're just working gaining ground. If I'm going left, step with the left, gain ground. But then same thing, nothing changes with the hands. Okay. Nothing changes with the hands. This is kind of called a half technique where you're aligned on one man and you're playing the next man, but you're still playing the same gap. That's one way that you can simulate. So let's say this guy always struggles with a combo. Well, what do offensive linemen do when you do this? As soon as they see you move there, his eyes go over there as he's bumping you. Now you strike him, you're meeting the guy that's trying to be your aggressor, knock him back because he's not expecting you to strike him, and then you play back over there. If it's a full line movement, we'll get to that here shortly. If it's a full line movement, you're crossing face, we get back in that shoot, stay with low pad level. All right. Put the little medicine ball, excuse me, the yoga ball down there just so your guys can still work movement, knock back, and then go finish, and then learn how to sink their hips and tackle the ball carrier. Another movement that I use here, some guys go flat and vertical. I've taught that. I'm not against it. But then there's some you'll see shuffle, shuffle, and then go. So this is kind of like what y'all saw earlier was the flat and then vertical movement. And then this one is kind of that shuffle, shuffle, get ready to change directions. All right. You're going from a 3 technique to a shade, B gap to A gap movement, 5 technique, C gap to B gap movement, or whatever it is. But you're working that footwork, expecting back is away from me over here, zone this way. I see him here, shuffle, shuffle, get vertical. All right. I do like the hands. I still incorporate that. I still incorporate hands. I still incorporate the releases in all of this. All right. Here it is doing the same thing. Like I said with the pros, look at their stances. It's staggered. It looks the same. All right. There he is. He's going with the flat and flat and vertical. All right. It's like some coaches might call that an L step. Okay. Next one here is the shuffle, shuffle footwork by 76 here. So guy, he's throwing the rip. Kenny's throwing the rip as well. As you learn with these pro guys, they use the rip to like U-turn themselves. That's what a rip technique is really, really good for. Meaning if the back is in pistol and they're zoning this way and you see this happen, just use that rip as a hinge to rotate your body and then kind of U-turn and go. All right, there it is right there. That's why he's throwing the rip briefly right there on his movement. And then what I want to avoid during this, as he's working the flat invert step or the L step, is this little foot drag right there. The more you drag your feet, the more you're going to be wasting movement, okay? And then on top of that too, when you're working this, you want to, again, pick it up and put it down, pick it up and put it down, work vertical, all right? Work vertical. And then also when you're working, I always encourage your D linemen to work on the balls of their feet. Okay, you don't want to work on your heels. When you work on your heels, that's when you get slowed down a bunch. All right, here it is with some movement versus our opponents. All right, some guys, I call it ability to align. He doesn't know where the zone is going because the quarterback is in shotgun and the back is right behind him. All right, so right here, he aligned like almost damn near 2. He should be a 2-eye. If your guy doesn't have the confidence to go from one gap to the other and he aligns tighter, I understand. All right. At the same time, I try to not go away what we're doing. But if your guys have confidence, forget about it. Okay, they know what we're doing. They still got to go block it. So if he's cheating his alignment because he doesn't feel like he can get there, well, you better be a dude because if they know where you're going, you better stop it from happening. That's a good job of he's going from the A gap to the B gap, controls his man, ball carrier cuts back, release. He goes shrug release, or excuse me, a little arm over, and then 77 is still trying to grab him and pull him. We don't get a holding call because the refs don't see anything, but that's a good job of him playing B gap, ball carrier bounces to the C. There he is showing up to still get in and make that tackle. All right. Here we go again. There's a He's a shade, crossing to the opposite A gap. There's a nice shuffle, shuffle footwork. He goes in there, almost throws a rip, but then you watch. That's why in those earlier cut-ups, but we were starting from a compromised position. If y'all can see right there, this guy's hands on his back, his elbows are bent. We need to get out of this compromised position. There's the extension. There's the hand on the choke. If you're choking out another man, they don't like that. Then there's the arm over. Go finish it now. Plays that they don't expect you to make. It's a good job by 98. All right, here we are here with another movement by the defensive end and the defensive right D tackle. There it is. He stops you from your movement. The guard pulls, but there's the hands to create the separation. And then now we're free. Again, these guys started on this hash, both of them. The ball carrier is all the way on the other hash, and there's two D linemen showing up to make the play. We got unblocked guy, unblocked guy. Dude that's blocked. Dude that's blocked. There he is. There those two showing up. That's why hands are important. Playing with separation, playing with knockback, getting him off of you. All right, all three guys here. There's the hands. There's the movement. There's the shuffle, shuffle footwork I was telling you about. That's why I don't like the rip as much, because he's great here. But now look, he's ripping and he's holding on to him. Got to fight and crawl and get out of there. There's my man here with the arm over. Strike, get him off of you. Get him off of you. Show up. Go make your play. There's all three D linemen getting in on the ball first, and they're all getting blocked. Here's an example of some pros using the rip technique like I was talking about to U-turn and meet him. So this is a 2-eye. There it is. Anticipating where Derrick Henry is going to be rather than going to where you'll see guys, when they do this movement, they'll go right there. Then the running back will just juke him and show up somewhere else. But you go to where he's going to be. That takes an advanced level of movement. Just like the L step or the flat and vert step that we talked about. Flat, vertical, and then he uses his body as a hinge to rip and get upfield. Same thing here with 94. He's working the shuffle, shuffle footwork. Right? It's a little bit harder on a D-line coach knowing both different kinds of technique, but if you can do that and give your guys those tools to be successful, that'd be pretty good. That'd be real good. All right, good movement. Tackle went away. Good hands by 94 and 97. Now they're both controlling their guys, and they can get to the ball carrier and go finish. All right. I like this here with an arm over. There it is. Get rid of them. 76 and 97. Still a big fan of arm over myself. And as you get advanced, again, he's got his right foot back, his left foot up, and he's moving left. Again, that's an advanced version of doing things. Some guys, if you're in a high school, they might not be able to do that yet. But if you do the ladder footwork, if you do the agility drills over time, use that agile bag, at some point, those guys are going to be able to do that. And then sometimes, as you look at 95 here, he has to get into B gap. He's stepping up to block him because he knows that's happening. They got 21 down here, 47. They got two off the edge. They know something is coming. But sometimes you just got to rip and get in there. That's our job as D linemen. We got to close up that gap. It is what it is. All right, we'll take care of it. But we got two other guys that are moving and can get free and go finish the play.